Okay, October 2nd. Huh. Yeah, we're going the wrong way, aren't we? Well, I tell you, hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? I mean, it really is. I don't think there's ever been a truer statement ever spoken. I got a lot of stuff with this go-kart. That's why it seemed like it was an overwhelming great deal. Not only was I getting a go-kart that had the brand new 40mm rear end in it that I'm going to be able to use now on Larry's car because we changed to 50. I upgraded the brakes because it didn't have a brake system. That's why I bought the cart. I had already got the spindles, master cylinder, rear brake caliper, front calipers. Spindles, hubs, and rotors. Granted, the rotors were baked. But I got all that stuff for Larry's car. Then I ended up getting rid of the hub that had a rotor and a wheel bolt to it for the hub that has the rotor bolted to it and the hub sliding on it. And keeping the same spindle and using the old school brake, but upgrading it so I could adjust the front width. So I had those brakes from Joe hanging around. I got the rear rotor with the 50mm hub, right? So to use it on this, we'd have to find a 40mm hub for that floating rear rotor. One doesn't exist. So we ended up having to go 50mm. Joe felt bad, so he gave me the bearings, cassettes, rear axle, the whole 9 yards. Granted, I had to drive an hour and a half or more down to Toledo, but he gave the stuff to me, and I appreciate that. I really do. Why is the cart all stripped down, Robert? Well, you watch those last two videos. We've learned from a parts supplier for CRG in Indiana. His name is Marshall Martin. I think he's LSR, karting, racing, whatever. He's a sprint track, sprint series guy, and he's knowledgeable. He said it could be that the shifter cart spindles don't suit the yoke on this chassis. He said because there is a difference between the camber angle, welded camber angle of a shifter cart spindle and a non-shifting spindle, 100cc spindle. We know we don't have enough. We only got finger width, the ground clearance. So we need more ground clearance. We need to get the camber set at the neutral zero that it's on. And we need to get those spindles to neutral. So what we're going to do is take the chassis to PKT. He's going to clamp it to his table. And I don't know how he's going to do it. He's going to have to push these down. So it'll bring, I'll exaggerate, it'll bring the camber angle to zero on either side. Also giving us ground clearance at the same time, solving a whole bunch of problems. Strip the cart down, because if you don't take it all the way down, if he's got to turn another bolt, it instantly costs you more money. I haven't got a number from him yet, but I'm working from experience with other guys that have taken their carts over there. It's going to cost me at least a couple $100, $250 to have this work done, the chassis work done. And now I noticed that this spindle is bent. It might even be broke. I don't feel a crack in there, but you can see, folks, that ain't right. It looks like it's bent right here compared to this one. So now I'm in for a new spindle. What do you suppose a 125 CRG shifter front spindle is going to cost? I regret buying this go-kart now. I regret everything I've had to do to this thing now. I should have just stayed with the $500 investment with Larry. The killer deal Tony gave me on the engine for that thing was $400. Patrick gave me a carburetor. I had a radiator and mounts that'll bolt right up to it. Spent a few bucks on some brake rebuilds and those hubs and rotors. I'm upset. I really am. I'm upset with myself. After all these years, I should know better. I do know better. And I let something happen that I learned a long time ago shouldn't happen. I'm going to take you on a little trip, a little ride. We racing at Putnam a long, long time ago. Lay down shifter kart. It's a WKA race. I won't get into names and whatever. I'll just tell you we had a difficult time. Ran really good in practice. Our lap times were compatible with the fastest karts in our class. We were, granted it's practice. Maybe they were sandbagging. Who knows? I don't know. But WK put us on a track with B stock, 100cc controlled, and unlimited. So we had super karts, B stocks, 125 laydown shifters, and 100cc laydowns, all on the track at Putnam at the same time. And I don't have to tell you how much of a headache that was. And I had a guy in the 100cc class. See, the 250s would slow the B stock down, or the B stock would slow down the 250, which would slow us down, and the 100cc karts would catch up with us. After 4 or 5 corners, the 100cc karts would catch up with us, and they're not as fast as us. They didn't lap as fast as us. Only the top 2 or 3 guys in the B stock or the 250 class lapped quicker than the laydown shifter kart guys. But you get caught up. You can't get around. They're just fast enough. They got just enough grunt and squirt off a corner to keep you from passing them before the next corner. So this 100cc guy gets up next to me. Him and 2 other guys are racing for the lead in their class, and he tries to push me, force me into a guy who's got his hand in the air. His motor's blown up. He's coasting. He tried to run me into the back of the guy's cart, or force me to slow way down so they could all get past me. I just turned the other way and pushed him back. Race was over. We got into a big fight with this guy. Comes over and he's trying to beat me up while I'm getting out of my go-kart. And so long story short, I told myself a long time ago, never let my emotions dictate my behavior, right? The red mist on the racetrack. And this was obviously an emotional purchase. I saw the motor and all the spare parts, and if I dumped all the extra stuff, I'd basically get the go-kart for free. No, 1, nothing good is free. 2, nothing in life is free. So live and learn. If it's only $250 to bend this thing into shape, it's certainly going to be another $150 for a spindle. I'm looking at $400. Another $400 freaking dollars just to get this tub in a condition to be able to use it. And now I'm out of business for October. I'm out of business. I won't be able to run this go-kart probably until April. So we're going tomorrow. When we got a hold of Kim, we're going to take Braden's axle and get it straightened while we wait. Pay for that, drop this thing off, and I've already told him, I don't care how long it takes. Just if it takes all winter, whatever. I want it back so I can put it together and get it ready for April. At least we'll get, knock wood, hopefully, we'll get Braden's cart put back together. Sherry, my wife, is picking up Brooklyn and Braden on the way home from work Friday after work. And they'll be Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday where it looks like the weather. See, there's... I always say, it'll get better. And the weather forecast for Sunday is looking really, really much better now than it was 3-4 days ago for us all to go to Lansing for Braden to get an idea of what you know, sprint kart racing's all about. So that's a bonus. We want to get him in the go-kart and running it around on Saturday to kind of prime the pump, so to speak. So when we get him out to the track Sunday, he'll be all geeked up. He won't have a go-kart, but he'll be there to try to get an understanding of how things work, right? All that. So just an update on the project, and the project has become a capital P, capital R, capital O, capital J, capital E, capital C, capital T project. A pain in the rear. Unbelievable. You win some, you lose some, folks, but you know what? You got to keep swinging. Can't give up now. We got too much invested in this thing now. We got to keep going. Pray for me, because I'm feeling it. I need it. Godspeed. God bless. Praying for y'all. Pray for me too. Praise the Lord. Thank God Jesus is coming. It'll get better.